Grace of Shri Mataji, dear respected brothers and sisters from the global Sahaj family. Salam sejahtera dari Malaysia. Warm greetings from Malaysia and from our global team. Let us now very humbly bow and welcome Shri Mataji into our hearts with profound love, respect, adoration, gratitude, and thankfulness for our Divine Mother, the Supreme Goddess, for all the blessings, guidance, and protection she has bestowed upon all of us and will be bestowing upon all of us too. The same love and respect for all the deities within us, for the Ganas, angels, for our fellow Sahaj brothers and sisters from across the world, for ourselves and mankind in general. Now, with folded hands and with complete reverence, we will seek the permission from our Holy Mother, Param Puja Shri Mataji. We, your children from across the world, humbly seek your permission, blessings, guidance, and protection to have this global online meditation. It is only by your divine grace, blessings, and the will of God, Shri Mataji, that we are able to have this online meditation every week to worship the Holy Lotus collectively. And for this, Shri Mataji, we sincerely thank you from the core of our heart. Shri Mataji, verily you are the doer and the enjoyer, and we, your children, do nothing at all. Shri Mataji, kindly bless us with the spiritual strength and divine wisdom of Sri Ganesha, so that our only desire will be to please you and to be one with you. Become the spirit, ascend in our spiritual journey, and to be your divine instrument in every way possible. Our humble salutations at your holy lotus feet, again and again, from all your children, Shri Mataji. Today, dear brothers and sisters, we are once again blessed and honored to have another very dedicated, devoted, committed, and dynamic brother in the name of Gopi Karel from Thimphu, Bhutan. He will first share his experience and then take on the guided meditation. Brother Gopi has been working in Malaysia for the past 2 years with the United Nations. And sadly, or with Shri Mataji's blessings, he will be heading back to Bhutan at the end of May, along with his beautiful wife, Rupa, and an adorable son, Mayan. They are very much adored in Malaysia, very adorable family, all three of them. And we Malaysians love them a lot. We will truly miss them for their physical presence here, but needless to say, they will be very much connected with all of us including all our brothers and sisters from different parts of the world, with our meditation, online meditation, and other platforms. I'm sure we'll be connected. Shri Mataji always has the plans for her children, so we just have to accept it is for our own benevolence. So with that note, we would like to invite our dear brother Gopi to start the session with his experience in Sahaja Yoga since he came into Sahaja Yoga, and thereafter lead on with the meditation. Over to you, brother Gopi. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji, Jai Shri Mataji. What a joy, what a beauty. Thank you so much for making it possible. And I remain eternally grateful to begin with, to, Shri Mataji. And also, I wanted to start by saying thank you to Auntie Mahesh for making this arrangement and for considering me as a worthy instrument today to lead this collective. I think it would be remiss of me to if I did not mention how wonderful a personality Auntie Mahesh is. She's so loving. She's always showed such great love and compassion to our family here in Malaysia, and I'm very very much thankful to her and also to many yogis here who are such beautiful souls. Um, Now, to begin with, I wanted to share a little experience, one or two, depending on how much time we have. I wanted to share a little small story of how I began my journey in Sahaja Yoga. It was a journey filled with a little bit of ups and downs, but also in terms of how I actually began my journey is a little bit interesting. And also just to say that Shri Mataji had to convince me in a very loving and compassionate way. Although I never had the privilege to actually physically meet her, she actually presented herself in front of me by way of a miracle. Just to begin with, as Auntie Mahesh was saying, I belong to the Himalayan kingdom of Bhutan. It's a mountainous, picturesque, beautiful country. Uh, and although Sahaja Yoga had begun sometime in early 2000s in the country, I think it was a little bit later, around 2004 or 5, when there was a group of Sahaja Yogis from the neighboring Doors area, Siliguri collectivity, who came and did some public program there that many of the Bhutanese, actually received their realization. And my uncle, my maternal uncle, my mama was actually one of those first yogis to receive realization that time. And in my family, through my uncle, my mom was the first to actually receive realization. In my family, the story of Sahaj is one of confusion. It's one of a lot of opposition, especially from me and my whole family. For the longest time, perhaps more than 1 or 2 years, my mom was basically all alone practicing Sahaj Yoga on her own. She used to go to her room, pray to Shri Mataji. Somehow she was convinced that she is divine. But, as fate would have it, we would actually make fun of it because those were very confusing period. I mean, those were areas and also times when there was a lot of guru shopping happening, and perhaps naturally we had a thought that perhaps this is just one of those things. Um, and despite my mom's really repeated, attempt to convince us, we remained quite adamant and opposed to the idea. And also, I was a declared atheist from the very beginning. I think as long as I remember. And the idea that there could be a singular path to moksha, to spirituality is something that I could not relate to. And I always thought that there could be many other ways as well. So it wasn't until very late in the process, I think 1 or 2 years later, when we had gone down to the bordering town of Phuentsholing in the foothills of the Himalayas, where my uncle actually resides on the Indian side of the border. The place is called Jaigaon. That's where a conversation took place, where my uncle tried to convince my family, including myself. There was a lot of argument, as you can understand, that, and nothing really would work out. But I think ultimately my uncle was somehow able to convince me to come to the collective, the next collectivity that was going to take place in the town, and I went there. Uh, and I'm not sure how I felt that time. I wasn't, sure about anything. And if anything, I wasn't convinced about anything. Anyway, I received my realization. I don't even recall feeling vibrations, although those who actually raised my Kundalini actually said that they felt it. Um, I couldn't be sure about it. Anyway, uh, and I don't recall, it could have been on the same day of my realization, or perhaps it could be 1 or 2 days later that I was sitting in my uncle's place, and they told me to do food soaking, and I actually did food soaking, so there was a little bit of a purification process there. And then I used to live a little further away from from my uncle's place in my cousin brother's residence, a little bit away, maybe about 500 or about a kilometer away from where my uncle resided. And after doing the food soaking, I went to, sleep at my cousin brother's place, and that was the date when this incident occurred. So basically, I mean, my brother actually resided in a not very luxurious place. It was a single room, and the toilet was actually outside. And before reaching the toilet, one had to actually pass through a bit of a bush of flowers on the right hand side, and it was a bit of a distant away. And obviously, the idea is to actually you finish with all your, toilet work and then all your business and then go to sleep. Otherwise, it will be too dark and then it is not very safe to go outside. Uh, but, quite curiously, just after we had been to the toilet, just a couple of minutes away, I had the urge to go to toilet again, which means I had to actually go out of the house, pass that bush of flower, and then go to that toilet. So on the second go, my brother refused to go with me, so I had the challenge of actually going all alone. And I said, okay, let's see. And then when I was just going out, so you'll see, how Sri Mataji had to kind of do something to actually kind of convince me of a divine presence. So it was when I went out of the house and when I was passing through that bush of flowers. I'm not sure, it may have been a bush of, rose, or it could have been hibiscus. I couldn't be very sure of it. But when I was just passing through that before reaching the toilet, I actually went into a state of, almost like a state of trance. And when I actually looked on the bush, I actually saw the presence of Sri Mataji. And like many people who actually saw Sri Mataji in that sort of a way, they all say that Sri Mataji usually wears a white sari. And yes, when I actually saw Sri Mataji there, she was actually wearing a white sari. She was turned on the opposite side of where I was, and there I saw, in a very divine, blissful kind of a vision, I saw there was also a lamp lit just in front of me. But I think she must have taken me to a state where I could not question, or where I did not know that there was something very unusual happening. I peacefully went to toilet. I finished my business, and when I was actually coming back, suddenly it dawned on me that something unusual, something really eccentric had just happened to me, and what is really going on. Then all the questions, all the human questions, all those, what is really happening, what is happening, this cannot be true, this is not something that may be reality, this is just, all those questions really came into, and I just wanted to go back again, on the way anyway, and then reconfirmed that there is someone there. But alas, when I went back, because now I had come back to my Agya state, um, I there was no one there. So it was a momentary thing, but it is a beautiful moment that I will always remember, especially because I was a rational fanatic, if I may call myself so, and also an atheist. And there was a lot of opposition. I could not believe in Shri Mataji in the very beginning. So she had to do something to make me convinced that she is divine, that, there is some great power. And from that day onwards, I felt vibrations, especially on the top of my head, although I did not continue feeling on my hands for a long time. Um, so that was the journey. And then from that day onwards, I was convinced that there is something, how could I? It was such a beautiful moment to actually see Srimataji in that way. So that was my journey in Sahaja Yoga. I also wanted to share years later when my son, Mayan, who Auntie Mahesh just mentioned about, just a little bit of a, very interesting story that happened when he was born as well. As I have been, expressing to some of my friends here and also to yogis here, he was actually born premature at just around 7 months of gestation. Um, and actually, what happened was that it was a usual checkup session when we find out that the amniotic fluid was completely run out. It was close to zero, and then my wife was immediately admitted to the hospital, and the preparations were made immediately to actually do a C-section. And doctors were kind of making all the preparations, and then they were saying, "Oh, don't eat anything. You have to, prepare for, whatever it is." And then I conveyed this message to all the Sahaj Yogis, and I think many of the Sahaj Yogis who actually knew about this began giving lots of bandhans, and I think a lot of yogis gave a lot of bandhans there. And therefore, I think so. The C-section was postponed for a couple of days because the bigger doctor, I mean, gynecologist, was actually responsible there in the hospital. By the way, it was during COVID. It was deep COVID time. No one was able to enter except myself and my wife. By the way, that was such a difficult time, 2020. So it was postponed for a couple of days, and then there was a lot of bandhans, and we kept praying. And then the doctors found out that the baby is still fine, as long as there is no problem with the baby, we cannot do the C-section, etc., etc. And then only, I think about 2 or 3 days later, after many yogis gave bandhans, we went through a lot of intense prayers, etc. The labor started just around 3 a.m. In the morning, and it was by 8:21 in the morning that the boy, premature though he was born naturally. So such is the power of bandhans and prayers sometimes. And although he was born premature at the age of just 7 months, and we had to keep him at the neonatal ICU, he was basically one of the largest and the healthiest boy there in the ICU, really, because there were very small children there as well. And after, I think, 15 or 16 days of intense care and a lot of, mother care, kangaroo mother care, as they say, he was, we were allowed to go out of the hospital and go home. And the boy actually continued to perform so well. He's so healthy, and now he's so healthy, and very happy. Nobody would actually believe if I told them that he's a premature boy. So those are some of the experiences that I wanted to share. Thank you very much. Now let's go into meditation. Let's give a bandhan, raise the Kundalini and give ourselves bandhan. With a sense of utmost adoration and love and admiration, let's look at Shri Mataji's picture for a while and request her to please come in our hearts. The Sahaja collective of the world, the global Sahaja collective, is sitting in front of you today with the intention of going into deep meditation and with the intention of pleasing you, O Mother. Please grant us the right frame of mind, the right balance, and the right state to go into meditation. We remain eternally grateful for your grace and love that you shower at us at every step that we take, at every place that we go, and at every endeavor that we start. Let's close our eyes and put our right hand on our heart. Pujya Shri Mataji, please come in our heart. Let us worship you and see you and feel you in our hearts. Please purify our hearts so that we can worship you and invite you every day, all the time in our hearts. Also purify us and our hearts so that we are worthy of worshipping you, O Adi Shakti, who has come in this earth for the benevolence of the humankind, to give them their awakening and their moksha. Now let's put our attention on the left side, Iranari, with the right hand on the ground and the left on your lap. Here, let's take the mantra of Shri Mahakali, Shri Bhairavnath. Om Deva Sakshat Shri Mahakali Sakshat Shri Bhairavnath Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Mother, by your grace, please cleanse our left channel, Iranari, and bring us into balance. Please remove all obstacles emanating from the left side, the badhas of the past and of impure desires. Now let's take our attention to the right side, Pingala Nadi. Right hand on the lap, left towards the sky. Shri Maha Saraswati Hanuman. Om Dvameva Sakshat Shri Mahasaraswati Sakshat, Shri Hanuman Sakshat, Shri Adi Shakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namah. Mother, by your grace, kindly clear and destroy all negativities emanating from the right hand side, the Pingala Nadi, the supraconscious. I am not this ego, I am not the doer. Please take away the feeling of I-ness or the ego from me. Mother, please shower your divine love in my attention, the chitta, and please enlighten my attention. You are the pure attention. Mother, please enlighten my attention. Remove all negativities coming from the right side, from the future, and from all the thoughts. Now let's put our attention on our middle channel, the Sushumna, where all our chakras reside. Let's recite the mantra of Shri Mahalakshmi. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahalakshmi Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Let's also take the mantra of Ganesha Gauri. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Gauri Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Mataji, by your divine grace, please grant us the path of true evolution. Remove all obstacles in our Sushumna Nadi and allow our gracious Mother Kundalini to pass through and pierce through all the auspicious chakras, and may all the deities present on the chakras be pleased. And Mother, grant us the state of self-realization, and let us feel you on our Sahasrara. Let's take our right hand on top of the Sahasrara, stretch our hands, and move the scalp around our fontanelle bone area clockwise while saying the third mantra of the Maha Mantra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrara Swamini Moksha Pradayani Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Mother, please establish and strengthen our self-realization. Mother, please let us feel you on our hearts and on our Sahasrara. Mother, we thank you for all the blessings and love that you shower upon us. Please continue showering those love and compassion and blessings to us and to all the Sahaja Yogis all around the world. May we always feel your divine presence wherever we go, whatever we do, O Mother. In these difficult times, we need to feel your presence and we need to feel your protection at all times, O Mother. Please grant that love, that compassion, and that protection at all times. We trust you and we love you, O Mother. Please remain by our side. Both hands on the lap. We'll meditate for about a minute before we listen to Mother's talk. With utmost reverence and with full attention, we will now listen to Shri Mataji's divine talk. Jai Shri Mataji.
Flowers in front, I think. I didn't like it.
Washing on the side table.
Happy desiring all the time that I should go to Turkey or Tunisia, where there could be an entry into the Islamic world. Because they have been promised that they will be resurrected, and that resurrection has to take place. For that I have to venture and give them their resurrection which is promised by Muhammad Sahib. I mean, that's my duty, and not only duty but I am bound by it, that I have to tell them about their resurrection and to save them. They deserve it, no doubt. When all the religions prospered, in a very funny manner, I would say, separately, everyone thinking they are the best, the chosen ones, the highest ones, the greatest ones, believing in themselves. They started going down and down and down. The reason is there is no respect for each other. And the respect is not there because there is no respect for oneself. If you respect yourself, you respect others also. But when you have no respect for yourself, you cannot respect others. But if you bombastically say that I am this, I am that, any religion, then your ego works. And ego makes you a person who does not know about yourself. If somebody has respect for oneself, he will never push forward. He will never try to be something prominent. He will never try to show off. On the contrary, such a person would be hesitant to do something out of the way, something arbitrary, something showy, because it is absurd and it is stupid. So to do something stupid sign of ego, absolutely. Ego makes you stupid and ultimately become idiotic. So the respect for oneself has to be developed. And as Sahaja Yogis, you have to respect yourself. We are Sahaja Yogis, so how can we do like that? As I told you that if you teach your children all the time that you are Sahaja Yogis, you are something exceptional, then they will have respect for themselves, self-respect. It's a very good word, self-respect. I don't know how many people know about it. Only when they are insulted or troubled, they think of their self-respect. Otherwise, they go amok and behave in such a manner that as if they have no self-respect of it. So as Sahaja Yogis, we have to have self-respect. And when we have to have Sahaja Yoga as our manifestation, as our personality, as yogis, we have to have a sense of self-respect. And even now you can find on the periphery, you find many people who lack self-respect and understanding. Some people are still sort of parasitic. Some people hang on to things when they are told not to hang on. Take it easy, to work it out. They try to assert, no, we'll be there, we are going to be there, we are going to fight it out. That's not for a self-respecting person. It's a foolish thing to do. Like two persons were going, one up on the staircase, another coming down. So the one who was going up in his ego, he says, you better move, I don't move for fools. So the another one says, I do, and he moved. So this is what is the sign of a sensible, wise, self-respecting person. He doesn't go into fights, he doesn't go into unnecessary discussions and arguments and assertiveness, but he sees, wait, is it worth it? But when it comes to protection of truth, he stands up and he can find for a lot of courage for the truth. I think self-respect is the first beginning for Sahaja Yoga, is to develop self-respect in their inner being as well as in their manifestation. It shows very well in protocol also. Like I've seen people who, supposing have to go to Brighton. Mother is going, alright, we'll go in her car. If it was for my love, that's different. But just to save some money, let's just jump into the car. That's not a sign of a good surgery. Then it is also in power, when they have to express their power, you see. Like the other day, one girl came to me. She had given a realization, she was all right. Second day she came, mother, I lost my vibrations. I said, why? What happened? With whom were you talking? So she told me the name of a lady who was asked to get out of surgery, Alice. And she talked to Alice. This Alice was allowed to come to the program, but she took over, as if she's a great Sahajogini, explaining Sahaja Yoga to this lady and finished her vibrations. Now this lady is such an important thing because she was going to Florida. If she is just allowed to come in the program, she thinks she is now a very big Sahajogini and she can talk to anyone, whatever she wants to, and spoil the vibrations of another person. If I have appointed somebody as a leader, it is not on the basis of their looks or education or anything, but on their vibrations and their dedication. So the Sahajogis have to seriously think about it. Such people are always around to show off their knowledge. You see, Sahaja Yoga is so easy knowledge part of it. It's very easy. Anybody who is intelligent enough can read, this is the chakras, this is this, they can give big lectures, explain, this deity sits on this chakra, and so on. But the compassion and knowledge, hand in hand, makes a surgery. Now some people have another style, is of compassion. Naturally, compassion is always sympathy, as I told you, except when it is with knowledge is all right. But just compassion. With compassion, they will always sympathize with all the brutish people. If there's one brutish person in Sahaja Yoga, he'll bring 10 more on me. Mother, look after this person, look after this person, look after that person. Firstly, because that person was damaged, and secondly, because that damaged personality thinks that another is damaged, let us save this damaged person. Alright, if it is so, first of all, you should be alright. And tell that person to work on yourself. Because if you try to help that person, your negativity will increase, you will go from bad to worse. Always sympathies will go to a person who is not alright, we should say. So, you tell such a person, alright, you work it out this way, but I have nothing to do with you. Or send that person to somebody who is egoistical, so they share better. This complementary and it works out better and saves me a little worry. But beyond all this, the combination of these two, actually must emit vibrations. It is how many vibrations you have within yourself is the point which one should see. First, the vibrations, when they are, how are we to know we are alright as far as vibrations are concerned? What is the sign of being a good Sahaja, or we are really Sahaja, is that we develop a kind of a detachment. First the detachment comes naturally because you are away from your body. So you are not bothered about your body. You don't think about it. That doesn't mean you do not look after it. It doesn't mean that you don't have any sense of how you look and how you move about, because you have to be decently dressed also. But attachment means that all the time thinking, so this chakra is catching, that chakra is catching, my head is catching, my agya is catching, this is happening. This is the subtler way. How Sahaja Yoga can ruin you. It is all the time thinking, this is wrong, condemning yourself. So this detachment has to be there about yourself. No, it doesn't matter. So what? I am like a barometer. If I go near somebody and if I catch, well and good. You see, I am just helping that person, well and good. Or you give yourself a bandhan and just approach somebody. So worrying too much about your chakras is not a very good thing for the progress of Sahaja. On the contrary, you should try to meditate. Don't think of individual chakras. Just meditate with your heart. So now you will see from my lecture, or whatever you call this, is that you have to have a heart which is open to Sahaja. When your heart is open, first of all, you forgive yourself and you forgive others, and you don't see to your individual chakras or bother about others in the way that you are concerned about one individual, but you look at the whole as a whole. You will then start talking about Sahaja. How is Sahaja Yoga spreading? How many people are getting realization? How much responsibility I have done? I have done means not ego out of it, but I should do. What work can I do here? What mistakes we Sahaja Yogis have committed that it has not worked out? What is the situation? How I can help? This kind of a, see, sort of as if like you really become a light and you want to give light. So what's wrong with the lamp which is not giving light? But you don't think about yourself, you think as a body. The whole thing. This is, the first thing is to open your heart. As soon as you open your heart, you will widen yourself. You will grow. For that you need not condemn yourself, but opening your heart is, look at this ocean. How it is touching all the shores, but it is in itself, in its own maryadas. If you try to press the ocean from any side, it will show the other side. You cannot press it. It has its height, it has its limitations, its stage, its own limitations. So open-hearted person is like this. It touches every shore, but gives to itself its own maryada. So this understanding, if it comes, the expansion also is in such a manner that you do not go into individual corners and individual places, but you keep to yourself and you touch everyone. This is the opening of the heart when we say. Then a Sahaja Yogi will have automatically a proper discretion. Discretion, how far to say, how far not to say, how far to go, how far to be. Immediately you can find out a Sahaja Yogi who tries to show off and wants to talk about something, they don't know, and gets hold of 10 people around you and talk about surgery. Anybody who sits around like that, never go near that person. I discovered a horrible woman in England who used to do that. And then she formed a group against the whole system. But she caught hold of the leader itself. And all of them had to get out of surgery. So one has to understand that we have to be simple people, not complicated. For that, heart has to be open. That's all I can say. Open your heart. It's not imaginary. It is a state, I think, in which you have to be stationed, to be self-satisfied. This is a very good way of approaching Sahaja Yoga for yourself and for others. If you want me to say, rather embarrassing, but if you put me in your heart, heart has to increase because of my size, you see. It has to grow. So that's the best, easiest way. You see, you are such lucky Sahajis that I am there with you. You don't have to do anything. Put me in your heart, finished. You are all right. No problem. Not that I love you, mother, but is the point. I put you in my heart. But don't ever think like this, mother loves me because I can cook for mother, because I can look after her sari, I can press her sari, then it's ego. The other way around becomes immediately ego, I tell you. I didn't know, but there are instances of this. Immediately it becomes an ego. But if you say how much I love mother, just admire yourself. Oh, I love mother so much. And you feel very fine within your heart. And so joy-giving. Imagine people who never had me with them, came on this earth, had to fight for dharma, had to fight for righteousness and for truth. How they must have fought. But I am before you. So it is how much I love my mother. There is a very simple method, a basic method for every surgery to discover oneself and to develop oneself. Then the discretion, the light, everything just starts emitting. You see yourself in that light and you walk in that light. And people see that you have light. Now you are convinced about me. You have seen photographs, you have seen the sun, the reaction, everything, you have seen it. So now that you can love such a person, itself is a very big boon for us that we love mother. Even if you think that I have not yet said hello to you, or sometimes I may not look at you, but it's not me, it's you. I in any case love the whole world, no question. Nobody more, nobody less. But how far you are closer to me depends on you, because I am a fixed quantity. How far you move towards me is the point. I am a fixed quantity, and sometimes people are amazed that why Mother was not all right with us this time. Actually, I stand wherever I am, but you have moved away. So all kinds of discretions start flowing into. Even you are convinced that I am the Adi Shakti. And there are so many convincing facts that you have. Photographs are there and all happenings are there, miracles, everything is there. Still you are floating. Floating on these ideas. That, oh, look at this is Mother's photograph, this is what has happened. Still you are floating. If you really want to go deep down, you have to just feel your heart. There you will find the miracle. These outside miracles are to push you in. And there you will grow and grow in a better way. That's the only thing we have to find out and discover. This will really help Sahajis who are new, when they will see you how you love. Yesterday's only, we had parked our car in a funny way, perhaps, maybe. And they were all about to quarrel and fight Mr. Zero. They might have beaten him also. But he said, why did you park here? He said, it's my mother who has come. I have parked it here because my mother can't do this. Finished. As it is, anybody who loves his mother, as it is regarded something very good. Now the mother is horrid. Still, if you tell them my mother is horrid, people won't like it. But you say that I love Adi Shakti. Who is it?
Oh, put him out.
Who is he?
What is it?
Mr. Maurer from Switzerland, Shri Mataji. Mr. Maurer from Switzerland.
Who?
Mr. Maurer from Switzerland.
Mauro from Switzerland. Switzerland का Mauro.
Switzerland.
One person.
We just talked about it. They came without asking.
Put your hand on his heart, doctor. He didn't understand what I was talking about.
We never should come without asking out.
No, it's alright. It will be alright.
Should never come without asking out.
It's alright. What? Open the window perhaps, maybe.
ये वाला ठीक है ये हरे स्वेटर में ठीक है
हाँ?
ये हरे स्वेटर में ठीक है या
हाँ?
कल के प्रोग्राम से जो है हरे परसों के प्रोग्राम से हरे स्वेटर में बैठे हैं जैसा बाई तरफ छोटा लड़का
Nicholas है ना? Nicholas याद है? Nicholas ना?
Yes.
Are you alright now? Absolutely, in the beginning, if you pick people up that like just for the puja, is too much vibrations are too much for them sometimes. So You have to be careful. But Nicholas is alright. He's suffered so much that it's good for him that he came to the puja I'm happy about. But normally you must choose people who can come to puja. Everybody can't bear it is too much of preparations. But see, I know who can come very easily from the very poor things. Some of the seekers have suffered so much that one puja can settle them down completely. So, are you alright now?
रोने लग गया रोने लग गया
Because don't cry. You know, you're alright. You're on the right track. So we again go back to the same point is of self-respect. When you reach that state of love, you respect yourself. Then you don't condemn. Because I love mother, how can I do such a thing? That will bring bad name to her. That's not behaving the way I should be. I have to behave in a way that my mother likes. The all question is solved because you have somebody before you and you know what I like and what I don't like. So always you will try to do things which will be pleasing to me, but actually it is not such a material pleasing, but is the essence of it. Essence of pleasing. And that, if you know what will make me feel pleased. Actually, I get lost when I think about my pleasing. I think there's something that pleases me or displeases me. But maybe the deity's part of it, maybe that part of me, maybe. Because they always do things which will please me. So in the same manner, if you can really work it out, you get that inner inspiration and understand. The essence of everything, we are on the principle of it, the tattva. So the essence of everything, if you catch, what is the essence of this? Now put that test to anything. Just on the essence if you try to live, the rest is looked at. So the self-respect, the essence of self-respect is because I am a Sahaja Yogi, because I have got self-realization and because I love my Yogi. This is the essence. If we can look to the essence of flowers, why there are so many varieties? So many varieties of flowers, just see this. Tremendous. Why? Because essence of beauty, the aesthetics of beauty is variety. Every leaf, if you take out each leaf, it cannot be matched with anyone in the whole world. Exactly it will not. So the essence of aesthetics is variety. So you have to have surgeries of different varieties, of different nature, of different humor, humor ourselves. We are not to have everybody just the same. But in the essence of it, all of them have to love together. Then the best of yours that you enjoy the most, not the flowers so much, not the nature so much, nothing more than other surgeries. Once you start enjoying other Sahajis and their company, then you have achieved it. I mean, imagine enjoying every human being who is a Sahaja and their company. That's more than sufficient. What more do you want? You don't enjoy other people, you don't enjoy other things so much. But if you are in a beautiful place and beautiful circumstances, and you are with other Sahajis also, then nothing matters. It becomes doubly enjoyable, I should say. And every moment becomes an experience. Every person becomes an experience, like a wave of joy. Every person you meet, every collectivity you meet, every ashram you go to, it creates a beautiful wave in your heart of joy. My joy is silent. But when I meet somebody, then it shows itself up. It comes up like a wave. Or sometimes, as you see these drops from the ocean breaking on the shores, beautiful drops. We call them tushar. In Sanskrit language, there's a beautiful name for them, tushar. And then the waves go back to your heart. So beautiful is the relationship. And you just watch it as a witness and see the joy. Everything melts away. All your knowledge, so-called, all your pains, all your troubles, all your past, all your future, but you remain in the presence, in meditation, watching all this beautiful happening. May God all of you understand. May God in all of you, as spirit, emit that experience all the time to all of you.
Jai Shri Mataji. Let us now perform arti to our beloved mother. Jai Shri Mataji.
सुख ही मिला उसको बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ लौट के ना जाना माँ सबको दुआ देना सबको दुआ देना माँ सबको दुआ देना जय निर्मल माता जी जय निर्मल माता जी दिल में सदा रहना माँ सबको दुआ देना मानव में अवतर के कर दिया उजियारा माँ कर दिया उजियारा कलियुग में माया है कलियुग में माया है फिर भी पहचाना माँ सबको दुआ देना सबको दुआ देना माँ सबको दुआ देना जय निर्मल माता जी जय निर्मल माता जी दिल में सदा रहना माँ सबको दुआ देना संत जनों की धरती है भारत माता माँ है भारत माता इस धरती पर आकर इस धरती पर आकर दुख से दूर करना माँ सबको दुआ देना सबको दुआ देना माँ सबको दुआ देना जय निर्मल माता जी जय निर्मल माता जी दिल में सदा रहना माँ सबको दुआ देना जब दिल में आए तब मधु संगीत सुन लो माँ मधु संगीत सुन लो हो ये सके जो सेवा हो ये सके जो सेवा हमसे करा लेना माँ सबको दुआ देना सबको दुआ देना माँ सबको दुआ देना जय निर्मल माता जी जय निर्मल माता जी दिल में सदा रहना माँ सबको दुआ देना माँ सबको दुआ देना माँ सबको दुआ देना त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुण्डलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः ॐ श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्पे साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिने मोक्ष श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। बोलो श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी की
जय।
Grace of Shri Mataji, let's continue meditating and observing these beautiful vibrations. Let's continue meditating in a short and beautiful music that we have. Jai Shri Mataji. Param Pujya Shri Mataji, we thank you eternally for this blissful and beautiful meditation that you have blessed us with. Thank you for the opportunity also to conduct this global Sahaj meditation, where brothers and sisters from around the world are sitting all together to worship your Mother. You have said that your presence and where you are is static and eternal. How close we are to you, O Mother, is determined by us in terms of how we behave, how much we recognize you. So, Mother, please give us the wisdom to continue recognizing you and feel your presence everywhere. Give us the wisdom also to understand who we are and have that sense of self-respect that you want all of us to have, O Mother. We also request your we also request you kindly, O Mother, to shed your divine attention on the current state of affairs in the world, where there are countless wars being fought, when there are countless lives, especially of children and women, being lost in these senseless wars and hatred and animosity. Shower your divine attention and blessings so that all of these wars and disturbances in the world come to an end as soon as possible, O Mother. Thank you very much for all the blessings that you have showered on Sahaja Yogis as well as to the entire world. Thank you very much, Mother. Let us now raise our Kundalini and give ourselves Bandhan. Jai Shri Mataji. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Now I hand over back to you, Auntie Mahesh. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shri Mataji, for bringing your son, Gopi Karel, to take on the session today, but as a divine instrument. Thank you, Brother Gopi, for the lovely sharing, lovely meditation guided by Shri Mataji, and also an awesome prayer for the world. We are eternally grateful to Shri Mataji for sending all the children to be her divine instrument in some way or another. And yes, we will continue to be connected with all our brothers and sisters through our meditation, as we are all part and parcel of the whole. It's very beautiful. The meditation is so soothing and blissful. Let's continue to enjoy one bhajan and sit for a little longer and enjoy this lovely bhajan of Shri Mataji, dedicated at the Holy Lotus. Let's continue to be in silence for a while. And after that, we'll just end the session. We'd also like to thank Brother Bagus and Brother Anupam who have helped us today with the IT. Jai Shri Mataji, everyone, and looking forward to your continued support. And please come forward if you are keen to lead the session anytime. Jai Shri Mataji. We'll now play the bhajan.
मध्य प्रांत छिंदवाड़ा वाली नागपुर कन्या नारगोल शस्त्रार्धाम निवासिनी प्रतिष्ठान निवासिनी दिल्ली निर्मल धाम निवासिनी आत्म साक्षात्कार अनुभूति प्रदायिनी विश्व सहज योग प्रदायिनी विश्व निर्मला धर्मदायिनी विश्व वंदिता सर्व पूजिता जगत जननी निर्मला सहज योगिनी निर्मला प्रेम मूर्ति निर्मला साक्षात श्री आदि शक्ति साक्षात श्री महालक्ष्मी माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी की पहिले नमन हो गणरायाला पहिले नमन हो गणरायाला दुसरे नमन आदिशक्तीला तिसरे नमन सहज योगाला तिसरे नमन सहज योगाला नमवून माथा चरणाला गातो पोवाड्याला जी 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 गातो पोवाड्याला जी जी गातो पोवाड्याला जी 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 1923 सालाला 1923 सालाला मध्य प्रांती छिंदवाड्याला मध्य प्रांती छिंदवाड्याला भर दुपार 12 वाजेला हे भर दुपार 12 वाजेला आदिशक्ती आली जन्माला जी 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 आली जन्माला जी जी आली जन्माला जी 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 धन्य माता प्रसादराव पिता धन्य माता प्रसादराव पिता अति पुण्यवान उभयता दैवी कन्या त्यांची ललिता दैवी कन्या त्यांची ललिता सकल विश्वाची झाली माता निर्मला माता जी 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 निर्मला माता जी जी निर्मला माता जी जी निर्मला माता जी 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 निर्गुणातून सगुणात निर्गुणातून सगुणात आली आदिश शक्ती जगतात कलियुगात माता ही आली, कलियुगात माता ही आली, निर्मला देवी माय भोळी. धन्य ते पूर्व सुकृत, कुंडलिनी झाली जागृत, 7 चक्र पार करीत आली सर्वांच्या सहस्रारात. धन्य ते पूर्व सुकृत, कुंडलिनी झाली जागृत, 7 चक्र पार करीत आली सर्वांच्या सहस्रारात. सहस्रारात जी जी जी, आम्ही लेकुरे जरी अजाण, नसे आम्हा ज्ञान. अनन्य भावे शरण अल्पमती केले वर्णन. आम्ही लेकुरे जरी अजाण, नसे आम्हा ज्ञान. अनन्य भावे शरण अल्पमती केले वर्णन. सहज योगाने होते प्रगती, सहज योगाने होते प्रगती, सहज योगाने होते प्रगती. घ्या हो याची प्रचिती, दिव्यत्वाची जिथे प्रचिती, दिव्यत्वाची जिथे प्रचिती, तेथे कर माझे हो जुळती, माझे हो जुळती जी जी, माझे हो जुळती जी जी, माझे हो जुळती जी जी, माझे हो जुळती जी 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 जी.
Jai Shri Mataji. See you all again next week.